Well, like I'm in the Tesla community. I'm not in the Elon community. Do you
I know.
understand?
Yeah. Absolutely, yeah. And I also kind of agree what you mean. We were in a phase with Tesla where it was so inspiring with, okay, we're going to have this technology here that's going to help to accelerate the advent of sustainable energy and everything. And we were in this kind of this innovation dreamland. And yeah, actually, it was like a warm thing. We've seen Elon as a leader in the sense that he wants to make an impact. He wants to make a change. In his interview, he was always very emotional when he talked about his passion, his vision and everything. So a lot positives. Then it kind of shifted to a different route there. The biggest question I have, of course, is what's the hardest thing to manage other people's money in that context? So you've already touched on that a little bit. Of course, that's horrible if the stock goes down because all your customers as well are deeply into Tesla and you promoted Tesla for a long, long time.
Well, many of these people are actually huge Tesla fans too.
Yeah,
Like he's hurting his biggest fans kind of thing.
Yeah, in some senses or some cases, I would disagree. I know the acquisition of Twitter, how it went through was totally
crazy.
S-show, you know what I mean? Because he backed down. I don't know if it was strategic or not, but I wouldn't say it was out of the hip in that sense. How it turned out was out of the hip, but I think the plan to have an acquisition of a social media company was in his books for a long, long time, I think.
Yeah, I think when you look at what he's trying to do with AI, he figured this is a place for data, which is why I bought Twitter. It's a questionable source of data, though. That's the problem because it's so manipulated. But yeah, I see his vision. I invested in it. I'm an investor in X, and at the time I'm like, whatever he does, can't be that bad, right? Well, boy, he fooled me. But I think what it is to me, Elon can pursue whatever dreams he wants. I'm not going to be the guy to say, Elon, don't buy Twitter, don't do this. What I'm saying is that if you're the owner of a company, it doesn't matter what company it is, and the CEO that you pay, because Elon only owns 13% of the company, okay? So the vast majority of the company is owned by institutional owners, people like me.
Yeah.
So whether he likes it or not, he works for the company and he's the CEO and he has a $50 billion pay package right now, which he earned. I'm not even griping, but I'm just saying as a CEO myself, I have a full-time fiduciary responsibility to my clients and my firm. Okay. Now I do other things too. I do music, I have a music company and this and that. But when push comes to shove, nothing takes precedence over my main business. And that's just the way it is. Okay. Now, I haven't built Tesla. I'm not Elon. Right. I've built a huge company. Okay. So, I know a lot of people don't understand, but I built a huge company by any standard. Okay. I'm very close with my family. I have lots of friends. I'm in the music industry. I have hobbies. I game. It's like I try to have a well-rounded life. So I just don't understand what life he's living. And the life he's living is horrible. I mean, he basically works 7 days a week, 365 days a year, doesn't take vacations, okay? Doesn't really party, doesn't have a girlfriend, he goes to these parties here and there, but, he's not Mr. Fun. Look at Jeff Bezos, right? Jeff Bezos on his $500 million yacht at Art Basel, with weird shirts on and his girlfriend with extra big boobs. It's like, look at Jeff Bezos. He's such a geek.
Yeah, but
he's on HGH. He's like, look at how strong I am.
Yeah,
You look at a picture of Bezos.
but we have to be fair that he doesn't shoot right now. He doesn't shoot the rockets.
Hey, he's shooting rockets. He's shooting rockets too. Okay.
Yeah, I know, but
he's going after SpaceX. It's not as good. Listen.
We have to give it that.
Elon's the innovator of our time. That's not a debate in my mind. What it is I want him focused on like, hey, Tesla's the most important thing. But the bottom line is he's bored with Tesla. It's not the most important thing to him. It doesn't excite him. He doesn't spend time there. He does what he needs to do. That's what it is.
But I kind of disagree there because if you look, we have different layers here.
How many tweets does he tweet about Tesla versus Twitter?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. But I think we have to segment this problem that's going on into two segments. We have the one side, which is the company and the company performance and the production numbers and the innovations they put out, everything they do.
Yeah.
Also, I would agree. XAI also is a part of that. I mean, if they crack the code in that sense, and you have a personal assistant,
he's screwing us. He's screwing us.
Okay,
Come on.
I know.
This should be Tesla AI. Tesla has $26 billion in cash, sitting earning 5%, doing nothing. Okay. And he's out raising money instead of running Tesla for another venture that will help Tesla, but isn't owned by Tesla at all.
Yeah, but
0%.
Don't you think he's going to merge that thing, all those companies together?
I don't know what he's doing,
point?
but it doesn't help me if I'm a Tesla shareholder.
I know what you mean. You have to see also the quarter after quarter.
Should be owning it. Yeah. Tesla should be building its own clusters, its own the Tesla screen is perfect for an AI companion. Oh my God.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, that's what I mean.
Oh my God.
Yeah, that's what I mean. And
so
I think,
who's in charge of marketing at Tesla? Who's the chief marketing officer? Why aren't we on Super Bowl ads, Cybertrucks, Model Ys discounts? Why aren't we all over the world advertising everywhere in Germany, billboards, get your Model Y, why pay for gas, why support Putin? They should be selling Teslas like it's no tomorrow. But instead it's Alex Jones, it's Adolf Hitler, it's Kanye. It's like the worst humans he could surround himself. Next thing you know, he's going to be hugging Trump, who then goes out and says EVs are a piece of shit. So it's like he literally courts the people who go out the next day and say, don't buy an EV because we're all oil people. Okay. He literally is supporting big oil, whether he realizes this or not, because all those people, Alex Jones and the rest of them, go out after and say, don't buy one of these green EVs for the woke people. They're woke cars. So he sells woke cars. And then I hear somebody tell me that now all the Republicans and the conservative people are going to buy Teslas because of Elon. And I was like, no, they're not. No, they're not. So we sell woke mobiles, and our CEO could care less about selling one of them.
I get your angle, but do you really think that that this has such an impact in the short term and middle term? It has an impact, of course, but from the technology standpoint, if you look at the products itself and also the innovations that's happening also with AI, and I kind of count that in, I get your point that it should be inside of Tesla and run there, which would make sense to also have a different angle to it, of course. I think they're going to merge it eventually, but seeing the production numbers and everything, and also the lowering of prices, which I think, coming from Germany with VW here, that said the roof is on fire and kicked out people in some of the plants. In Zwickau, for example, there's a show plant where you can look at your car being assembled and stuff like this. They're going to reduce, and you kind of see that nobody can really get the EV besides, of course, the startups. Rivian, for example, of course, and Polestar also does a great job. You're also advocating for Polestar very much because you've liked the product
Polestar,
as well.
I like Rivian, I like Ford, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. There are some competitors from Tesla that are...
BMW's new cars are good too.
Yeah, I kind of... Yeah, I know what
you got Kia, you got, the Kias, you got the... I'm telling you, I'm seeing the ID4s out, I mean, next year you got a lot of cars coming out too.
Yeah, but based on my analysis, I see that they're going to come out, but I don't see that they're going to be matched with Tesla from the technology standpoint. I think range of 300 miles is totally doable for the rest of the car companies.
There's no tech anywhere like Tesla's. Yeah. None of these companies develop technology. They're now figuring out how to build an EV, but they don't know how to build software.
It's 2023
this is what happened
and
to
24.
Polestar. Polestar comes out with the PS3, which is a great vehicle, and then the software's all messed up. So now we're delayed. That's why I had to exit the stock for now, is because it's just like we're delayed indefinitely until the software works, which is at some point next year, they're going to release the Polestar 3, which will be a great vehicle. But this is where Lucid got destroyed, software, and like, so when you start thinking about Tesla, this is what's so frustrating, because you're 100% right. They're the best car by miles. The fact that you can buy one so cheap is like the best deal in the world. Like, I've never really had major problems with my cars. Now service has gotten much better than it has been in the past. It's getting better every day. Now there's superchargers in way more locations. It's super efficient. You save a ton of money,
on the horizon,
$5,000 a year. My car is fast as hell. I'd road trip all over the place with it. I could sell these cars all day. If I was CEO of Tesla, I could sell these cars all day at full price without trying. Okay? And that's where my frustration lies, because there's no strategy to do it other than just lower prices, lower margins, and it's lazy. It's lazy. It's just not putting in the work that it takes to sell a product. Now, car companies spend some of the most amount of money on advertising of any business. And if you turn on any football game this weekend, you're in Germany, so maybe you don't watch American football. But
yeah, we have the Super Bowl too here. We're gonna watch that
at 3
listen,
o'clock in the night.
But I know what you mean.
Imagine soccer, okay, super popular,
of course.
right? You turn on a soccer game, you see car ads.
Yeah.
But they're huge advertisers. And so so we have 26 billion in the bank. You spend zero on advertising. You make a small commitment to spend a few $100 million on TV globally, and it'll have a huge impact. There's no doubt in my mind. People don't know. Just go down the street today and ask 10 of your friends who aren't driving a Tesla why they don't have an EV, and you will hear absurd answers.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. I also agree there. I come from marketing. That's why I always advocated for marketing and advertising, of course, also for Tesla. I think it depends on the demographic. That's a huge factor. I think the demographic that buys cars actually watches Super Bowl commercials. I think Tesla had a unique point of advertising in that sense. Also, the Cybertruck, in my opinion, has a huge halo effect on the rest of the product categories, of course, because everybody talks about it. Yeah, it doesn't even need a branding, for example, because it is the branding. The shape is already the branding. Absolutely. Of course, I get where you come from there. I also agree that to reach 20 million cars, to sell them, they need advertising, and they have to start early to develop the customer over 7 years. The touch points have to be very frequent to kind of get them.
90% of people don't buy EVs at the moment, so you still have 90% of the market to get.
Yeah, exactly. And I also think that it's about educating the public. You don't have to advertise classically. You can educate, and also think social media advertising. Yeah, exactly. And I also think they should put out YouTube content. They could do it like an influencer campaign. It doesn't matter. Educate the public. How much does a Model 3 cost in that state, in this state, in that state, with all the incentives going on, for example?
Yeah, maybe instead of attacking Taylor Swift, he would just pay her to drive a Tesla. But I'm like, dude, why isn't he calling up Tom Brady and being like, Tom, can we run some ads with you in it? Like, come on, you sold FTX. You can go sell a Tesla. Tom's a huge influencer. He's huge.
Yeah, absolutely.
And he's also conservative like Elon. I'm sure they hang out with Trump together. So, just call up Tom. He's a great influencer. He already drives a Tesla, right?
Mm.